Live, local, late breaking. This is WLKY News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Rick Van Hoos.
I'm Vicki George, helping the community grieve the loss of a 16-year-old boy.
A day after Tyree Smith was shot at his school bus stop in the Russell neighborhood, a nearby church was filled with counselors and faith leaders. WLKY Shaquille Lord shares their message.
So out of respect for those who are grieving Wednesday's senseless shooting, we didn't want to go inside the church. We wanted to respect their privacy, but we spoke to a group of faith leaders outside who say enough is enough.
We're losing too many of our precious resources. They're going to the grave too early. That's a lot of potential laying in the cemetery.
Frustrated and tired over the lives being lost to gun violence, Pastor Stephen Kelsey and his fellow clergy members in the city are looking for solutions.
It's going to take a collective effort. All of us must come out and not only voice our opinion, but stand strong to make a difference.
At the Moore Temple Church of God in Christ, nonprofits and faith leaders held a safe haven to allow those to grieve the loss of Tyree Smith. Just a few blocks away on Wednesday morning, a drive-by shooter opened fire on a group of kids waiting at the bus stop to go to Eastern High School. 3 teens were hit. 16-year-old Tyree didn't make it.
This is a young man in the right place where he's supposed to be at the right time, going to do the right thing. That's why I think this is the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Pastor Matthew Smizer says he's going to be asking parents, police officers, pastors, principals, and politicians in our area for a sit-down meeting.
I think we can generate from that group a solution that is going to be meaningful and that I believe we'll see a tremendous reduction.
It's just one of the proactive approaches we've seen in the last 24 hours. Early Thursday morning at bus stops in West Louisville, parents stood guard as an added layer of security for students. It's a start, says Pastor Kelsey, but he says more must be done to put a dent in gun violence in our area.
If we don't come together, we're going to continue to be a city in crisis.
I'm Shaquille Lord, WLKY News.
And a reward is now being offered for information about Wednesday morning shooting.
The death of Tyree Smith has sent shockwaves throughout the city. WLKY Stefan Dingle updates us on the effort tonight to find his killer.
$10,000 is the amount police are offering for any information that leads to an arrest of those responsible. But more importantly, closure for the family of Tyree Smith. City leaders and school officials stress the need for the community to step up.
School bus stops are to be safe spaces without question.
As the community and its stakeholders continue to grapple with the tragic death of 16-year-old Tyree Smith, they're now offering $10,000 to help them solve the case.
We hope that by providing this reward, that it will serve as an incentive for members of our community who have information to speak up. The community must share the information, the intelligence that they have with law enforcement to ensure that we have a resolution to this unspeakable tragedy.
In the latest developments in the case, police found the gray Jeep spotted leaving the scene of the shooting on the opposite side of town in St. Matthews. It was found early Thursday morning on fire in the parking lot of Jamestown Apartments off Breckenridge Lane. Chief Erica Shields says silence is not an option. She says for those with valuable information about who shot up the bus stop Wednesday, the right thing to do is come forward.
And so I would say to those individuals, whether you're the parent of the child, a friend of the shooter, I don't know, whatever your relationship is, and you know who committed yesterday's homicide, you need to step forward because it's the correct thing to do.
Stefan Dingle, WLKY News.